This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 271. My name's Adam Patterson. I'm joined today by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Kevin?
Doing pretty good.
I'm also joined by Ryan Holes. How are you?
Pretty good.
Great. What movie do we have you watch this week?
Scruffy.
Scruffy. This came out in 1980. Picked this in honor of National Puppy Day. This is directed by Charles A. Nichols. I have a synopsis here. Scruffy is a puppy you'll definitely fall in love with. In the tradition of Bambi, Scruffy is an orphan, alone and frightened. Rather than the freedom of the forest, Scruffy must wander the streets of the big city before she makes friends. First there's Joe Tibbles, a street performer who adopts her. Then when Joe suddenly dies, she meets Butch, an unwanted stray with a heart of gold. Scruffy's tale will tug at your heartstrings as you experience with her the hardships of life as a stray. Ryan, tell us a little bit about Scruffy.
This was one of the most depressing things I've ever seen.
Yes.
First of all, it's a 3 sequel movie. Or three part movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's animated.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, The Hobbit. It's like The Hobbit animation. So, in the first part, you meet this dog, and she has a brief backstory, but she ultimately has a puppy that she raises from, obviously, from birth by herself. Shortly after she is rid of this puppy, she is let alone in a house, like the owners leave the house, and they leave her tied up for the next owner, but she ends up getting free, and no one finds her, so she becomes alone and she has a puppy. As this puppy is growing up, they're out in the woods one day, and the mom gets shot because, for whatever reason, the hunters think that this dog kills sheep, so they shoot it with a gun. So her mom dies. So she decides to go to the city. And she has no idea what she's doing. And she eventually meets a homeless guy that is also sort of a street performer. And ultimately he ends up dying. Then she meets another dog that is the one that you said had a heart of gold. And he lives in a junkyard of sorts with, like, I believe it's 5 other dogs. He ends up getting sick and almost dying. I expected him to also die, but he didn't. And ultimately he gets better, and she learns life lessons, And everyone lives happily ever after.
Hmm. All right. So, what'd you think of Scruffy?
There's a lot of die for little kids, man.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah. So this was, like you said, this was an ABC, part of the ABC Weekend Specials TV series. So it wasn't like an actual, like, theatrical movie, but it was like a 3-part episode. So it was pretty much like a movie. It's like what now? How long is it? Like an hour long?
Yeah.
Okay, so part of that meant for kids. Sounds like it's definitely not for kids. I think this is based on a book.
In that hour, the dog becomes homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And now escapes the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Raises a puppy on its own. Gets shot by hunters. The puppy then finds a new owner who also dies. Then the puppy runs into a third party and they almost die. And all that happens in an hour. Very depressing.
So there's either a lot of death and or potential death.
Correct.
And all that's jammed into an hour.
Yep.
Damn. How does Joe Tibbles die?
Has heart attack and it falls down, voice performing.
Mm.
Rest in peace, Tibbles.
God, this movie sounds so depressing.
It's really interesting to hear what Ryan has to say, because that's what I read too. I read that this was an extremely depressing movie, and then for like on Letterboxd, like the cover that they have for the Scruffy page, that dog's just so happy, and it's a beautiful, heartwarming story of love.
Yes, the dog has baby eyes. It's the only one, like, you know how baby's eyes were.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw bits and pieces of this because this one I had to track down on YouTube, but it was only in parts. It was in like 6 different parts, so I had to take those parts and put them all together into one.
You gotta upload that shit to YouTube for everybody out there that wants to watch Scruffy.
I should, but I don't know what the copyright situation is on it, and I don't want to.
I want you to just to
that.
find out what I want to see if Charles A. Nichols comes after you.
Well, the interesting thing is like the where I found it on YouTube was the channel was called Scruffy Movie or something, and so it was like basically a channel that's just dedicated to this movie.
It's got a big. This is a cult classic.
And if you watch it on YouTube and turn the annotations on, there's like a full commentary on it. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, it's like pop-up video where annotations will pop up and give you like information about how this scene is different than the book and like just different like animation tricks that they used for this and stuff. It's kind of interesting, actually.
I didn't know that it was that involved.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what did you think? What did you think overall?
It reminded me a lot of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Like the animations.
Oh, just the animations.
Well, I thought the animation style was The Hobbit.
It's a blend between them.
It's a nice blend of The Hobbit and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's interesting.
It's where it has some bad beat touches in there too.
Yeah, maybe just
Bambi
the eyes. I mean, Bambi's high quality
baby,
Disney animation. I would compare this to like Secret of Nim or Charlotte's Web, maybe one of those. It's like that kind of, it's kind of that pretty much still the 70s style animation. Maybe there's some like early 80s in there. I mean, it came out in 80, but you can kind of see where it was heading, the technology. But it was still like not high quality. You're not looking at Disney quality.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty shitty overall, I would say, the animation.
Well, Adam,
I'd say Smurfs. Smurfs is a good example.
Okay.
That's like a good comparison, I think, for like animation style.
Now, I didn't hear Ryan mention anything about, or maybe I missed it, dog fights. I remember you were telling me about some wicked dog fights.
There was a wicked dog fight.
I got to see as soon as somebody was lost interest. I know the basics of what happens, but I really care about much else.
So you just missed like large portions of the movie.
I
say a dog fight.
A dog fight because I remember thinking, well, that's a pretty ridiculous for kids, man.
Yeah, so the scene that I watched, it was a dog fight in a junkyard, and the one dog like bit the other dog in the throat, and then the other dog got slashed in the face, and he was all bloody.
Damn.
Yeah, but then that dog kicked the other dog's ass.
Punched? The one dog got punched.
By who?
By the other dog.
Person.
By person. There's a
person.
Dog punching in this movie. In Scruffy.
Yeah, punch or a slap. I can't remember which.
I didn't see that happen, but man.
Wow.
That's rough.
Definitely not for kids.
Doesn't sound like it. I want to explore more of these ABC weekend specials because they look amazing, and I just want to briefly go through the rabbit hole I fell down yesterday trying to find this movie. So Kevin suggests Scruffy, and I'm like, all right, let's see what this is all about. So I try looking it up, and I find its page on IMDb, and I read the synopsis, and it matches, but the cover is for a movie called Dog Trouble,
which looks amazing.
Yeah, which I then found out it's another ABC weekend special. There's also Dog Trouble, also goes under a different name.
Ooh.
What was the name of that? It was called The Dog Days of Arthur Kane. And that one's a live action, and it's about a boy who gets turned into a dog.
Yes.
That is also on YouTube, because I was going to give that to him if I couldn't find Scruffy. So, ABC Weekend Specials, I'm going to be exploring more of these, because from what I've seen, they're amazing. And I really don't remember any of these. I think they were before
it seems
our time. It looks like they went all the way up until 1995.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they were around when we were younger.
I would imagine that if you got like a whole list of them, you would probably find a handful of them that we're, somewhat familiar with.
Yeah, it looks like
clips or something.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of them are animated. The Secret Garden was one of them. The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin, The Legend of Lochnagar. Lochnagar.
Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that legend.
I didn't know that Teddy Ruxpin had a special. That's interesting. Choose Your Own Adventure: The Case of the Silk King.
Okay.
Didn't know that exists either.
I remember reading that book.
Oh yeah,
What book similar to that title?
I love Choose Your Own Adventures. I was all about those.
They were the best.
Ralph S. Mouse. That sounds really familiar to me.
And I also remember
That maybe that was a book.
There you go. There you go. You're start. Yeah, it was a book.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw the special or anything, but if I remember, I think I liked the book.
Yeah, hell yeah, Ralph S. Mouse. Oh my God, yeah, Beverly Cleary. That book was the shit.
Oh yeah!
You fucking
Wow!
kidding me?
I can't believe I forgot about this. Man, what an awesome book.
I'm gonna reread that one.
I wonder if they have it on Audible. I would listen to it on the way to work. Oh man. Yeah, so it looks like each season was only like 3 episodes.
Okay.
There was one called The Day the Kids Took Over. The Mouse and the Motorcycle. That's another one that I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another Ralph S. Mouse.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember that too. That had this one was with Fred Savage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kid Heartthrob Fred Savage was in that
So
one.
they're pulling in some talent on the ABC weekend specials.
Pippi Longstocking.
I remember that.
Everybody remembers that.
Yeah, you're not special.
Yeah, you're not special for remembering that one. Now, if you said you remembered Henry Hamilton Graduate Ghost, then I might be impressed.
Hold up. Henry Hamilton. Graduate Ghost.
A ghost who just graduated from Spiritual Spectre University gets his first haunting assignment.
Oh my God, that sounds incredible. Are you serious?
Oh man, these are so great. The Dog Days of Arthur Kane, aka Dog Trouble, came out in 1984. So I think a lot of these are probably ones that were these ABC weekend specials and we just didn't really know about it, because I'm not sure that they were necessarily called that. Like, I don't know if they were advertised as that.
No, they probably weren't. They were probably just
like a movie on Saturday
Yeah.
or whatever.
But I would like to point out that for Scruffy, for IMDb, the first plot keyword is shooting a dog. So that gives you a heads up right off the bat. Shooting a dog for a kids movie.
Things were different back then, man.
It's just
Stuff
kids gotta learn about animal death early.
was different back then.
They gotta come to terms with it. They gotta learn how to move on.
What did you learn out of this movie, Ryan?
That people shoot dogs like they shoot deer.
Interesting.
Okay.
The hunters were like hunting deer, but they shot the dog and they were cool with it.
They're just like, oh, darn it.
They were like, oh, darn it, winning and the younger one. We just got the old one.
Oh, so they were bummed that they didn't kill the puppy?
They wanted to kill the youngling. I just can't get over this ABC weekend special thing. I'm looking on IMDb, on the IMDb listing, and the photos that are included are some of the most intriguing photos. Like, the first one is from the movie Cougar, which I get that. It's a couple of kids and a cougar.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second one is like a picture of what appears to be a garage door. And written on the garage door, it just says, Widow Verity is a Wytche. And it's like, what? I'm intrigued. I want to know what that is.
Well, jump on YouTube.
Should. And then there's like a picture of just a priest and a mom talking on a couch, and then this logo that says Soup and Me, and it looks like they're pushing a stroller. What's Soup and Me? So many questions. I wonder if they have these on DVD. I doubt it. I think these all came out on VHS.
No, yeah.
All right, Ryan, any final thoughts before you give your drum roll on Scruffy?
Hated it.
All right. All right, Ryan, what do you give Scruffy?
1.
That is a 1 out of 10.
He just doesn't like anything anymore.
So you've seen a lot of animated movies. Where, like, is this pretty low for you? Where does it stack up?
Very low.
But it's better than
Shitty animation, they kill dogs.
yeah. But it's got to be better than that Legend of Titanic one, right?
Yeah. No, barely.
Oh,
barely.
Kill dogs.
If they didn't kill dogs, how would you
There's
feel?
that dog killing. It might got like a 3 or 4.
Okay.
So the dog killing weighs heavily on your rating of this.
Yeah, I'm not cool with it.
Understandable. Would weigh heavily for me too.
I mean, if a movie has a dog dying where it's like part of the story, and the dog, like, I don't know, gets hit by a car or something, I don't want to see it, but I understand it.
Sure.
But when people are seeing a dog, that's not cool, especially for little kids.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never want to see a dog get killed in a movie. I think that sometimes it's okay. Like John Wick, for instance, like that was sort of the catalyst for the whole movie. And
Yeah.
I thought that the way that was handled in that movie was respectful, and it wasn't egregious or anything. I think Rover is another great example of how a dog death can sometimes be okay to tell a story. Let's talk about National Puppy Day.
Yes.
We all love puppies. So, National Puppy Day is observed each year on March 23rd. National Puppy Day will be celebrated on the Friday or Monday closest to March 23rd, if that day falls on the weekend. This day was created to celebrate the magic and unconditional love that puppies bring to our lives. I'd say that you could just say dogs, really. I don't know if at one point, like when the puppy grows up and turns into a dog, that it somehow no longer has unconditional love. But anyway, I think there is like a dog day separate. Puppy Day is also a day to bring awareness to the need for care of and homes for orphan pups, as well as to educate people about the horrors of puppy mills across the country. For information about National Puppy Day, visit nationalpuppyday.com. How to observe? Guess what? Use hashtag National Puppy Day to post on social media.
Hell yeah.
Do it up. The history behind National Puppy Day, there is actually history. They do know the source of this one, and that's rare. National Puppy Day was founded in 2006 by pet lifestyle expert, animal behaviorist, and author Colleen Page.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Page is also the founder of National Dog Day and National Cat Day.
Wow. What about National Kitten Day?
I was going to say,
Stop
but
it.
maybe she's not the founder of National Kitten Day because she's like, fuck those kittens.
There better be a goddamn National Kitten Day. I swear to God. Thank goodness.
There is.
No, wait. It just... Wait. Because I type it in and it comes up as National Cat Day. But then down lower it does say National Kitten Day. Okay. Well, why wouldn't that be? I typed in specifically National Kitten Day. Google, get your shit right.
Well, I'm on the National Day calendar and I type in National Kitten Day and it just shows National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day.
Are you serious?
So it's not listed on here, at least.
What website did you say you're on?
nationaldaycalendar.com.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, apparently, according to nationaltoday.com, National Kitten Day is July 10th.
Okay. Well, it's good to know we seem to have a National Kitten Day.
I was worried there for a second.
Yeah, I guess take a picture with your pup and post it on social media. Hashtag that shit. Puppy Day. What?
What's the cutoff for a puppy? What's the age?
I don't know.
When's it not a puppy anymore?
I don't know. I'm sure there is an age, but it's hard to say because dogs grow up very fast, right? Like I would say when it stops growing, then it's not a puppy anymore.
That's true. That's a good one.
That's probably where we're at with that. So maybe like a year.
Yeah, like a 4 foot tall dog that's still growing.
What if you
saying here like small breeds about 9 months, and then larger breeds about 15 months. Oh, my dog's not a puppy anymore.
That sucks.
I can't celebrate.
Nope. You're excluded.
Another National Day on the outside, looking in.
Just admiring these people and their puppies. All right, Ryan, any final thoughts on National Puppy Day or Scruffy?
Scruffy looks like my dog, and that got me happy. But then there's death everywhere.
There's death everywhere.
That
All over
didn't
the place.
make me happy.
All right. On that note, we'll end it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your questions and topics to feedback@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @FilmPulseNet, @FilmPulseKevin, and @MyLegsDon'tWork. If you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/FilmPulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name is Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.